Today is 692nd day that I'm here to share lessons I learn. I'm learning. I hope this will support your dreams, your goals, allow you to become the person that you want to become. Today I will speak about one of the most essential topics, and that is investments. Investments in your life. And what kind of investments do I talk about? It's your resources. And what are the most important resources? It's time, money, and energy. So where do you invest your most important resources? That will determine how good, how great, how amazing, how fulfilled your life is. And of course, every single time we need to really guess and say like, what will bring the most rewards? At the same time, a lot of times people say, oh, this is the most important thing in my life. But when you look into or how you allocate your time, money, and energy, you still start to realize that maybe one thing is what they say, another thing is what they do. So it's very, very important to really manage your investments very well, because time, money, and energy is investments. When you think that way, you start to value your time much more, value your money much more, value your energy much more, because you put in those investments in one way or another. And do you like investing in things that doesn't bring you any returns? Because everything that you do, everything what you do brings some kind of returns. You want it or not. It's just what it is. People don't look into that, and a lot of times people don't invest. They spend their time. Because you can play all day long games, and that will be spending, wasting your time, not investing. Unless you're a professional gamer, but other than that, it's just spending your time and not using it wisely. So today we'll share 10 things that you're able to invest, and every single person invests their time, money, and energy to its all the resources. And then when I will make all those 10, I will give you some exercises to do to make sure that you are investing your resources well. So let's get started. The first one, education. Every single person needs to invest in education. Most people go just through school to make sure that they have invested their time and money and energy into education, because education is essential in life. Because you need to have knowledge. You need to have knowledge and skills to achieve great things in life. It doesn't matter like how good the things that you want to achieve, but you need to have certain skills and knowledge to do things in one way or another. Number 2 is health. Health is essential, because if you don't have health, it doesn't matter how much you have other resources like money and time, because you need to have energy. And health is essential thing to really make sure that your resources, energy, is always up to date. Because when you have, the more energy you have, the more energy you're able to put in to get other resources in place. Number 3 is financial planning. Now, when I say financial planning, a lot of times people have no idea what financial planning means. And that's, of course, that shows that you need to put a lot of energy and education on financial planning. You need to understand that you're able to invest your time, money, and energy. You need to learn financial planning. You need to invest money, sometimes books, seminars, courses, and at the same time. Because you're not able to get knowledge immediately, you need to put the time and energy into that. Number 4 is relationships. And I think that relationships is one of the most important things but again, you need to decide what is most important, where do you want to invest your time? Because relationships are investments as well. And you need to see that. Because when you want to have rewarding relationships, full of fulfillment and joy and all other positive emotions, you need to invest in that. You want to have friendships, you need to invest in that. You want to have amazing family, you will need to invest in that relationship. So what do you do to invest in that? How you invest your time, money, and energy in your relationships. Because a lot of times people think that if they give money, the relations will be great. No, you need to have all three. You need to give time, you need to give money, and you need to give energy. Sometimes people have less money, but that's okay. Most important part in relations is energy and time. Money, of course, could enhance experiences with relationships, but at the same time, energy and time is most important. Number 5 is self-improvement. And what is the difference between education and self-improvement? Education is more about knowledge. Self-improvement is a lot of times self-awareness and wisdom. Because I think in life it's more important self-improvement and wisdom, how to use the knowledge that you have rather than having an enormous amount of knowledge. Sometimes enormous amounts of knowledge is useful, but in general, I truly believe that it's better to have both wisdom, self-awareness, and then knowledge together. And it's better mediocre knowledge and very great wisdom than having amazing knowledge but no wisdom at all. Number 6 is career. There's a lot of different careers and different kind of investments needed to different career path. You can be employee, you can be self-employed, you can be business owner, and you can be investor. So knowing that, you need to understand how you allocate your time, money, and energy into your career. Because the lifestyles are totally different. And what kind of lifestyle you want to pursue? When you know what kind of lifestyle you want to pursue, you will need to allocate to your career different resources. Number 7 is home. So that means that home, what means home to you? Apartment, house? Buying a house is a home? Of course not. Does that mean is what kind of investments do you put in your home? What is home to you? What kind of image comes into your mind when you think home? And it could be that a house having a Christmas tree and having a family gathering around the fire. Look, what is home? So that means you need to invest time, money, and energy to build that home that you feel like home, not just house, because house is not a home. Home is a place that you feel that this is a place where I would love to be. Number 8 is travel and experience. Now, I understand travel experience is important to invest your time, money, and energy, but at the same time, I think that people to invest sometimes even too much into that. Because sometimes we need to believe that you understand that when you invest in a long run, the gratification is great. So when you invest a little bit other parts of your important things, and then you're able to get back even more time, more energy, more finances, then you're of course able to travel experience even more. Number 9 is community and social causes. Community and social causes. That means that when you understand that we have 3 resources: money, time, and energy. So if you don't have money, what you're able to give? Time and energy. That is very, very important to understand that when you're able to give every single day to something, to community or social causes, because you're able to give something, energy, time, or money. Sometimes it might be that you don't have any time and don't have any energy, but you have a little bit more money set aside to give to somebody else. And if you're able to do that, do so. While you have that money in the bank and sitting and that money is not helping anybody. Of course, you need to understand that some certain amount you need to have for yourself or for the family, but sometimes it's just giving a little bit of your wealth is beneficial. Number 10 is retirement. When is the best time to prepare for retirement? Was 20 years ago, and the next best time is today. Because a lot of times people say, I don't know if I will live to retirement. But if you do, what happens if you do? That means you need to take care of yourself and the people around you. You never know who you will meet in the future if you are alone, that you will want to take care. So I truly believe that working very hard, not just for yourself, but for community, for social causes, for other people, for family, for everything. And I'm a big believer in getting ready and prepare for the future. Live that you live. I love the saying that you need to live every day as a last day, but at the same time prepare for the future. Because when you prepare for the future, you take actions based on the vision, but at the same time you give your best every single day. So I will repeat those 10 things that we need to consider. So like education, health, financial planning, relationships, self-improvement, career, home, travel and experience, community and social causes, and retirement. So now writing down all those 10 things on a paper and look at you, okay, what makes the most sense? What is the most important for me? How I would love to rate. Let's say that relations are number 1. Second is self-improvement or financial planning. And rate all those things. What is from number 1 to 10? So when you have that, second thing I highly recommend to do is look into last year and look into where you invested your time, how much you invested, and how much you invested in every single area. Look in your budget. Look in your budget and how much did you spend on travel, how much did you spend on relations, how much you spend on self-improvement. And then look into energy. How much you spend energy-wise on different things. So why is that important? Why is it so important to do the budget comparison between what you say that is the most important and then looking at your time, money, and energy, where you allocate your energy time? Because a lot of times you'll see that there is some misconnection because you say that it's most important relationships, but you invest in the majority of your time, majority of your money in potentially in travel and experience or something else, because it could be loving that it's survival or maintenance. So that means that we need to work very hard to make sure that what we say aligns with our habits, where we allocate our resources, time, money, and energy. I could tell you I made that mistake a lot of times. I said that one thing is important for me, but when I looked into where my time goes, where my money goes, it was going different direction. Is that I needed to change, I needed to improve, and I still needed to do that. But awareness is one of the best things to be able to improve, because if you're not aware where your money goes, where your time goes, where your energy goes, how are you supposed to improve? So that means first step is awareness. That's why it's very important to write down all the things what is most important for you and where the money and all the resources goes. And if you find that you don't like what you see, what you're able to do, you're able to start changing. Don't change everything immediately, because I'm a believer in incremental improvements, incremental changes. So start looking. Okay, I will start looking from one area to other area, and when you're able to do that, start to see the changes. Then you're able to add other areas as well to reallocate your money, time, and energy, so you live in alignment who you want to be, who you want to be remembered for, what your legacy you want to leave behind, and really build a vision that you have set for yourself. So I hope you choose to win, and see you tomorrow.